Okay, welcome to Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. I love this one, mate. Lucky for some, unlucky for others, but I'm all about 13.
Rightio, let's jump into the first episode. It's good to see you. Have you been good? Did you have a good Chrissy?
Yeah, pretty good, Chrissy. Pretty relaxed New Year. Full of leftovers, but yeah, no silly resolutions.
What about the holiday season? Did you put on any kilos?
No, mate, I've been losing them. I've been hitting the track every second night. Back on the jog.
Good on you. And what's in this episode?
So this episode we are revisiting a popular new segment called Failed or Nailed. We've also got an open fire brisket, an AI nonna who creates her own recipes, and we've got a bit of a meat stock exclusive coming up in the Art by Sigh section.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. So stay tuned, buckle up, grab a coffee, grab a beer. This is our fuck up of the week. It's where we always get started with something that's gone wrong, usually in barbecue, but it could be outside of barbecue. But this one is definitely a barbecue related fuck up. So this one was sent to us anonymously.
Doesn't look like a fuck up.
Well, not yet. Wait till the next photo. But what's happened here is he's trying to jack up the pretty heavy offset smoker onto the top deck there, and he wants to be anonymous, except when this particular barbecue was sold, he left a comment in the comments. So we kind of know who it is, but your secret is safe with us. This is what happened.
Oh. He's trying to get the smoker up on the deck of the typical Queenslander, very popular style of house here in Australia with the veranda running all the way around, but it could have been worse.
He's done himself a mischief here. The smoker's tipped over on the stairs, and I don't know what this thing weighs, maybe 500 kilos, but it's not going to be easy getting that back upright.
No, but also too, he's lucky that the heavy end wasn't up the top. I reckon this end would have been a lot heavier. So if that was what was falling over, it could have been a lot more catastrophic.
Yeah. I think he's going to have takeaway for dinner tonight.
I reckon the missus is real impressed too.
I feel like this could have been worse. So hopefully no one got hurt. Nothing that we know about. That's a sturdy looking smoker there. It's a custom built Boss Hog smoker. So I doubt there's anything wrong with that smoker.
He builds them tough.
Okay. On to the next fuck up of the week, and I don't know if you call this one a fuck up. It depends which way you're looking at it.
I'm pretty sure this is an all-round fuck up. This is a vegan Philly cheesesteak. There's nothing appetising about it. Like, I don't vegan bash. I'm all about vegetarian options and that sort of thing, but this is clickbait.
So this was posted on the internet. There's no credit to give anyone.
You wouldn't put your name to that, though, would you?
It says it was kale with soaked chia seeds and monk fruit sweetener.
None of that screams vegan chili cheesesteak to me.
Yeah, I'm going to put this one down as a pretty bad fail.
Yeah, it's a good thing it didn't go in failed or nailed, because it would have been straight.
Okay, now this one's not really a fail. This is our boy Casey Hildebrand from
Wildfire Craft Barbecue down in Geelong.
Okay, well, he got flooded a few weeks back here, and he sent us this photo.
Getting her done.
So he says that the entire smokehouse was flooded up to his ankles, and he couldn't stop cooking. He had to keep going because he had service on, and he just had to push on.
You know the secret? Crocs.
These things.
Yes.
He's got it done. Full credit to him. He's going to be ready for service.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like Crocs is one of those brands that people have become fanatical about, right? And I'm into Apple. I'm into Yetis. I'm into Traegers. There's only so many brands you can be fanatical about. That's why I refuse to get fanatical about Crocs, because then I'm going to be walking around with Crocs with all my little, what do they call the things that you stick on them?
The gibbets.
Gibbets.
That's for the kids, mate.
Ah, man. That's why they're sticking up on the wall, right? Yep. Someone gave these to me as a present, and I refuse to wear them. You'll never see me in a pair of Crocs, but you dig them, right?
I dig them, but it was also very satisfying screwing those things to the wall. But yeah, see, I hated Crocs, same reason. Then one New Year's Eve, my mate came round for dinner, and I had to race out and get something out of the car, and my front lawn was full of bindies. So his Crocs were there. I was like, oh, fuck, I couldn't do it. Put my feet in them. I got to what I needed to do, come back, and I was like, you know what, they're pretty comfy. I was like, if Ryan's cool enough to pull these off, I reckon I could do some. And I got some disgusting fluoro orange camo ones, and I live in them, mate. They're great.
So Casey shares your passion for the Crocs, and there he is, rocking them in some bloody feet-high water, and still getting it done.
That's the downside of owning your own business, mate. You can't call in sick on a day like that.
No. Okay, we promised this earlier on in the show, and it's the episode of Failed or Nailed. So this is where I get to pull up some random photos. I'll give you a little bit of context, but you've got to tell me whether you think it's cool or not cool. Did they fail or did they nail it? So we're going to go with the first one here. This was posted by Michael Des Gangus. It's pizza on a tortilla bread using kids' mozzarella cheese sticks for a crust.
It's nailed. It's a homemade stuffed crust, mate. And I mean, everyone knows that tortillas are what you use as pizza bases when you forgot the actual pizza base and you can't be asked making your own. But I like to do the trick where you get one tortilla, cheese, then another tortilla, and then you build your pizza on top of that. So you've almost got like a double-decker cheese crust.
Wow, that's a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, you're calling this a win. That's what the final product looked like.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you're warming me up here and you've got some real doozies in store.
I don't know about this one. The kids' little mozzarella sticks, I just feel like, I don't know if they're going to melt properly.
It's convenience. Yeah, it could probably do with a little bit more time. He hasn't really browned up the tortillas, but they could be...
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say these haven't been in the oven yet.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right, moving on.
Well, I sent this one to you, so this is the curveball.
I saved it. I've kept it in reserve. So this is from St. Bernard's house. It's an aged care facility, right? And it looks like a cold mess. Like it looks like frozen food, but it's a pureed dinner. They've moulded it to look like the real thing for patients who have swallowing difficulties, right? What do you reckon? Nailed it or failed it?
At first, I thought they nailed it because I was like, that's cool. The feedback was it's giving these clients and these patients a bit of excitement about their mushy dinner. But then the more I've looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, that's still frozen. They've still got to cook that. So it's going to then turn into a hot mess. So maybe it's on the verge of failing.
Yeah, so what you're saying is they're going to then put this in the oven or the microwave and it's going to melt into a blob anyway.
Yeah.
Full points to the chef, though, for having a crack, right? If you're making pureed dinners and you've got the passion in the kitchen to do something that's a little bit different and out of the box, I don't know. I call it a win.
It is. It is a win in the fact that, you know, he's probably very bored cooking cool shit and then pureeing it. But I'm still on the fence.
Okay. All right. Well, this is Christmas dinner, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Next.
Win.
You're so quick.
Bro, it's a fucking sausage. It's a win. It's a Thanksgiving leftover sausage.
This one was posted by a good friend of the show, Scott Bunnett. What do you reckon it is?
When I first saw it, I thought maybe it was the famous cherry ripe cabana that Glenn does down in Melbourne, but it's actually a turkey cranberry cashew sausage.
Yeah. So he said these were top shelf, right? He used powdered chicken stock, garlic, a block of butter, cheese, milk powder to bind them, cranberries and cashews. And obviously the end product is they look stunning.
They're amazing.
It just goes to show when it comes to sausages, you can get really creative with your flavours, right? You don't have to stick with the traditional flavours.
No, you can, but you can also go the other way. Some guys get a little bit too crazy, but I think the secret is taking something familiar and just recreating it in the tube form, as they call it.
So what's the verdict? Failed or nailed?
100% nailed.
All right. Well done to Scott. Let's move on to the dishes of the week. This one caught my eye. Matthew Lawrence. He went into a Subway, Matthew, took his own brisket in with him and asked them to make him a sandwich with his home-cooked brisket instead of whatever processed meats they have. What a bloody ingenious suggestion.
That's a cracking idea. When I used to live in New Zealand, we had some friends that worked in the local Subway and we'd go there at stupid hours of the night. And we used to take in hot chips and then they would make us an awesome, salami melt sort of thing and add the chips on there as they toasted it, and it was next level.
This is great. I didn't know you could bring your own ingredients into Subway.
You might need to know someone. I'm sure they've probably got quality control because if that makes you sick, it could fall on them. But yeah, awesome work from the sandwich artist.
Well done. Next, this one was posted by Traeger Dixon. He's a good friend of ours as well. And these are chicken Parmigiana wings.
This is going to divide the internet.
They look cool, right? They're chicken wings topped with tomato sauce, melted cheese and ham.
Are they Parmies or Palmers?
Here's the $1,000 question, right?
Straight under the bus.
Parmy is a traditional shortened version that's used in WA and Queensland mainly, right? Parma, which rolls off the tongue better apparently, is used in Victoria and South Australia, and there's a big internal debate between different states as to whether it's a Parma or a Parmy.
Parmy in Tassie, and Traeger Dixon is a Tassie boy, so it's Parmy.
Palmy. All right. So personally, I couldn't give a shit. I think it's just a bit of fun banter between everybody. But the bigger question is, when you go to a pub and you order a Palmy or a Palmer, whatever you call it, are you getting double fries or are you getting fries and salad? That's the important question.
In my hometown in Tassie, they used to do $7 schnitty nights, and you used to be able to have the options of roast veg or chips and salad. But if you knew the chef, you got roast veg and chips, and it was just so good. $7. They used to do takeaway if you brought your own plates in, and you couldn't beat it, bro.
I love a good pub feed. Okay, moving on. Culinary Demons on Instagram. This guy's a chef from the Netherlands. He's a sommelier, a forager, a fermenter, a restaurant consultant. He does barbecue workshops and pop-up restaurants.
And he's also come to our attention because of the podcast, and I can see this relationship blossoming.
Yeah, he looks like a really cool cat, right? And he says he's cooking a whole brisket over live fire. So that's a bit of a challenge in itself, right? Because normally a brisket would be cooked in a smoker. He says, they told me that it can't be done, and they were wrong. You can do a brisket on open fire. I'm going to play some of the videos of him cooking this brisket over the open fire here. What's your take on this?
It's a good-looking brisket for starters. It's large and it's quite uniform in shape too. Probably on that good Netherlands grass again, mate.
Well, this is the final product here. I don't know if the fat is quite rendered, but what he says is it was super juicy and super tender. He said it doesn't look as pretty, but the taste was immense.
It'll be a different taste too because it's not living in a smoke bath, so it's almost taking on the flavour of the charcoal as opposed to just straight up smoke.
He did say it had a different flavour.
Cool. I'd try it.
Yeah, I'd try it. And you seem to think that he probably wouldn't do this again. Is that right?
The time and attention that it takes. I mean, the beauty of cooking a big brisket like this is it's usually just let it do its thing. Yeah. So while this looks like he's had to tend to it the whole time, purely because of the inspiration, which was to prove the haters wrong.
You know, 4 points for having a crack at something different. And that's how we move forward in life, right? We all try new stuff.
But beautiful looking piece of meat.
Okay, videos of the week. So these are things that have caught our eye on the socials, and you sent me this one. Let's have a look.
This is a real bum steer, this one. This one made me nervous, bro. But watch this next bit.
Don't.
Do not try that at home. This is the last knife throwing video we'll ever show on the show.
That's a radish, is that right?
Radish.
A radish. This guy's obviously got skills, but I love the way he tricks you into thinking that radish is going to fall on a particular knife, but he's got another one. He's got a stunt knife hiding away there. I don't know too much about this guy, do you?
I'm pretty sure that we've got Shannon Walker's attention, though, the fact that we've combined knives and radishes in one video.
We need to find out who this guy is and see if he's got any more stuff, because I don't know too much about him. But for those that can't see, there's a guy playing with knives. He's quite skillful at it.
Yeah, there were some quite funny jokes in the comments too. There was one where it was like, what's the difference between a chickpea and a legume? I've never had a legume on my face.
All right, I'm going to move on to the next video that we've got. This was posted on Finlay's Outdoor. Is that right?
I think so.
Has posted this online, and they're Alaskan moose ribs.
Yes, I immediately...
How did you find this, by the way?
I like to spend a bit of time watching YouTube with my kids, and one of our favourite channels is the Outdoor Boys. So it's basically this guy called Luke that puts himself in these survival situations and that sort of thing. You think he's in the middle of nowhere, then out of his bag he just pulls out these awesome meals and just reheats them. And the other week he's like, oh, so I've got these moose ribs from a moose I shot back in the summer. And I was like, moose ribs? What? That makes sense because a moose is a giant animal. So I just went straight down the rabbit hole. Could not find much at all in the way of moose ribs, but found this one low and slow on the GMG, and it looks bloody good.
It does look good, but the link you sent me posted this video, no comments.
No, there was no context, there was no likes, no comments.
But I did look it up. Apparently it's sometimes in Alaskan households preferred over domestic meats, lower in calories, lower in saturated fat, and has a unique flavour.
Yeah, that
just
another
means
way
it's
of
gamey
saying.
as fuck. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably tough too because I think moose live a pretty resilient life. You know, they hibernate for a lot of the winter and then they just spend the whole summer just trying to survive on moss and things like that.
Well, maybe cows looked like this before genetics got involved.
100%.
All right, that brings us on to our next topic, AI recipes. A good friend of mine, my cousin actually, he sent me this link, a Facebook group. And Nonna Pia, this is her. And she puts her recipes online, old Nonna's recipes, right? And they all kind of looked a little bit weird to him. So he kind of pointed out, she's got 13,000 members, by the way, that it looks like she's getting all of the recipes she's putting online via AI. They're all formatted like AI. The pictures are very AI-ish. And we had a look through some of her recipes here. This is a chicken ricotta meatballs, and the one next to that is a triple chocolate cheesecake. All of the recipes on her group seem to be posted by AI, and all the photos seem to be created on AI as well. So literally, AI is creating recipes from scratch. You can type anything in, and I did myself type in, hey, can you make me a unique gumbo? It throws out the recipe of how to make a gumbo that's different. I think in this particular instance, I asked it for a Texas-style brisket gumbo with shrimp and sausage, and out it's popped the recipe. No cookbooks, no looking online. This was the outcome of the picture it spat out as well for the recipe. The point is, if you're looking online and you're part of a group, and there's another one called Easy Recipes, which has got 75,000 members, and it looks to me, and we could be wrong, right? But it looks to me like all the recipes and all the photos are AI generated. People are just perpetuating what is unique recipes, but they're all done via just putting a prompt into AI, and AI spits out the recipe and the photo to go along with it.
I reckon this is generated by an okra salesman, because who is really going to put okra in a gumbo?
They do it in New Orleans in America. Okra goes in all the gumbos, but I'm not a fan of that slimy thing.
No, it's a filler. It's like, don't you put it in apple pies if you run out of apple?
Maybe. But I just don't like it because it's so bloody slimy. But I think there's ways and methods of cooking with it. But if you go to New Orleans and you get a gumbo, you're probably going to have it in there. It's traditional, but it's not for me.
Yeah, John Connor from Terminator is shaking his head right now knowing that we're making friends with AI.
You've got to be really careful in the future of when you're looking through Facebook or social media, are you looking at a recipe that was done by a real human and has been tested, or is AI just punched it out?
I've witnessed firsthand of some guys getting sucked in. So a good mate of the show, Westy Lee from New Zealand, got really excited because he found a thing on Facebook about a sequel for Forrest Gump. And he's like, oh my God, favourite movie. Played it on the radio station and everything, and then at the end they had the heart to tell him that it was a fan-created AI. And you could hear his heart break in two when the truth was revealed.
There's also that viral video of the truck that's driving past with the big steak on the back.
Yeah.
That's AI too, right?
We've been sent that 1,000 times.
Everyone's like, I'll put this on the show, but it's AI. And everyone's getting suckered in by it, and it's getting better and better and better. This photo isn't the best, but apparently you can start to get better at your prompts, which will make the images better and better to the point where you can get them to be realistic. And I obviously didn't devote the time to it, so this doesn't quite look realistic, but it's just mind-blowing. Whatever you can think of, you type it into AI and we'll create a recipe for you that's bespoke.
A bit of homework too. We are going to make this in a future episode.
So we're going to make the fake AI recipe. Well, not fake. It's obviously a recipe.
We'll see how it goes against Jamie Oliver's.
Yes, I do like Jamie Oliver's version of a gumbo, but hey, AI might be smarter than Jamie Oliver these days.
Well, they've probably just used his data to create this anyway.
Okay, moving on to our mailbox. We haven't had much mail for a while.
No, what's happening?
It's a bit disappointing, guys. You need to send us more mail. So this one's from Jess. She says, hey, I might send you a booty pic if you can... Oh, it's just spam. Okay, moving on. Okay, this one's by Will Hurst, and it's quite a long one. I'm not going to read it, but he basically asks us, what advice would you give to people getting into barbecue that are just starting out? You know, is it gas grills, pellet grills, offset grills, offset smokers, Kamados? Where do you start? This is a question with 1,000 answers.
Well, my advice is start somewhere and enjoy the ride, because there's no right or wrong way. If you're having fun and you're cooking for your loved ones, it's always a win. But any advice, you know, this guy's obviously reaching out for some good advice. So there's a really good tool, which is the little magnifying glass at the top of any barbecue group out there. If you type out this and put it up there, you're going to get 1,000 incorrect answers and maybe 5 or 10 really helpful ones. So
yeah, look, there's not many questions that have been asked where the answers aren't already on Facebook groups or Reddit forums. It's a question with no answer. There are so many variables, right? Do I get a gas grill, a pellet grill? Is it an offset? Do I get a ceramic? What is the answer? And it's different for everybody. So my advice would be to start with something that's cheap. Learn your craft. You don't blow a heap of money. And then you just upscale. Me, for myself, I bought a baby little smoker off what version of Temu there was at the time. And then over time, I've bought offset smokers, I've bought kettles, I've bought pellet smokers. At the moment, I use a pellet smoker pretty much all the time just for convenience sake. But I've used them all, and there's no right or wrong. They all barbecue. It just depends on how much time you've got, how much you're willing to put into it, and how much you're willing to spend. And generally speaking, when it comes to barbecue, I feel like maybe the quality of the meat sometimes outweighs how much you spend on a barbecue.
And it's always good advice to know that you get the best that you can afford at the time in regards to your cooking device, your meat, all that sort of thing. But the truth is, get them all.
That's why you see people's backyards and they've got barbecues everywhere. And Casey, I've got barbecues in storage sheds now because there's that many of the bloody things. But they all do their own little jobs, and pizza ovens are my big thing at the moment. You know, I'm really into cooking on Gosneys. Just go down and buy a cheap pit, go buy some charcoal and just get started somewhere. And then you can begin your journey from there. But knowing which barbecue to buy is the first of many decisions you're going to have to make. What am I cooking? Is it pork ribs, beef ribs, brisket? You know, where do I start? What rubs do I use? You know, what rubs work? What rubs don't really work as good? What charcoal am I going to use? What wood am I going to use? What do I flavour my meat with in terms of sauces? I mean, there is 1,001 different options that you can do when you barbecue. And then the kind of fun of it is, yes, you want to go learn from people so you don't make all the mistakes, but the fun of it is having those successes while you're learning. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, it's the journey, that's for sure. But also, too, a bit of advice I would give is try not to buy anything online. If you've got a local barbecue shop, go down there, pick their brains. Chances are if you buy something from them, they're going to be able to talk you through it, give you the advice, give you the service and all that sort of thing. It's all about that face-to-face relationship too, because, I mean, ultimately that's what barbecue and this show is all about.
Yeah, so Will, the summary of all that is start somewhere, buy yourself a cheap barbecue, but go into a local barbecue store anywhere, form a relationship with the person that owns that store, and good luck on your journey.
Yeah, man, keep us posted and we might even feature you on Epic Backyards one day.
Okay, Art by Sigh. I don't think we've ever done an episode where we haven't featured one of your artworks. You've been busy.
I've been busy. I've also dug a few out of the vault just to make sure I've got some content. At the moment, I'm sort of being very productive with our prep for meat stock coming up, and our third instalment is coming up in Bendigo, and here we go. We've got the Bendigo bull. He's got the classic Aussie rules footy jumper on and the footy pose, mate. Because in the previous designs, I've got them throwing up the metal horns, that sort of thing, rock and roll. But when you draw cows, they look stupid if you've got fingers on them. So I tucked away the hooves behind the biceps there, which actually gave me more room to do heaps more tattoos. So I've even created our own little meat stock footy logo.
I feel like we need a footy jersey.
Let's do footy shorts at least.
I'm with you. 2026, because we just ordered all our merch, but another cracker.
Yeah, so these things are starting to get more and more carried away. If you look at the tattoo sizes on this one compared to the Kiwi, the first one I did, I've jammed in about 80% more designs on this fella, and in a couple of weeks, wait till you see the Sydney one, mate.
Well, these are wild, and the amount of detail and time that goes into these designs, and they are limited edition. We always cop shit every year from people that go, I couldn't get one. They're all sold out. But that's the point. They're supposed to sell out. They're supposed to be limited edition. If you want one, you've got to be keen. We do have other generic ones that you can buy, but if you want a limited edition, it's only for the Bendigo meat stock. You'll never see it again.
No.
Okay. Featured tattoos. Moving on. This was sent to us by Kyle in South Australia. He said, I'm looking for more inspiration to keep adding beer and barbecue themed ink onto my leg. And this is his leg. He's got some hops, pizza, a bucket of chicken, hot sauce, pickles,
He's
beer.
got the churrascada tattoo on there too, mate.
Burger. He did come with us to Churrascada in Brazil. What I like about this, it's like passport stamps. He's just collecting things he loves to eat, barbecue, and he's inking up his leg like a passport.
I like it. It's the style I like to tattoo in as well, the traditional American style. And, yeah, he's got some good colour in there. But if you want to fill your leg quicker, mate, just make each tattoo bigger.
Then they got to sit for longer and they bloody hurt.
Not necessarily. If you make a tattoo 50% bigger, it usually only takes about 25% longer because there's no little nooks and crannies. You can open up the machine, bigger needle, that sort of thing.
All right, well, there's a hot tip from Sigh. If you want more ink coverage, bigger tattoos.
Sometimes the little ones can take longer because they're so detailed and there's less room for error.
Right, good advice. In a similar vein, this is one you sent me by Tall Boy on Instagram.
Yeah, so Tall Boy, we featured him in the first episode. episode, I think. Had one of his skateboards up in the background. He did that Godzilla tattoo, the rework. The tattoo traditionally is a hand holding a love heart chained to him, and it stands for prisoner of love. And now this design has evolved into you replace the heart with something you really love, i.e. a hot dog, and it just symbolises that you are a prisoner to the glizzy.
I love a good hot dog.
Yeah, man. And this is the correct way too, mustard only.
You don't go half-half.
Nah, man, just mustard.
And that's a real thing. Like if you get on a hot dog group, they're going to really shit on you if you have tomato sauce.
Yeah, bro. Especially a US-based one.
All right, point noted. Okay, products. Sometimes they're barbecue related, sometimes they're kind of around the edges. This was a cool little offset smoker you sent me.
Yeah, I actually got this for my daughter, Coco, my middle girl, for Christmas. So she's got her own smoker. She's 3. She comes and helps me in the kitchen, likes to put all the chopped up stuff in the pans and that sort of thing. So this little beauty, I picked it up from Barbecues Galore, and it's actually got a little function on it where it makes fake smoke.
It actually makes fake smoke.
Yeah, so you press a button and it's got a little smoke function, but the cool thing is all the little items that comes with it. It's got some plastic smoked ribs. It's got the kebabs. It's got the wood log on there that you can put in the actual firebox. And, mate, she tinkers away on it. She loves it. She's my little chef.
Cool. So you're starting her early.
Bloody oath.
Okay, next one is a classic Kiwi combo. So these are sausages with cheese and a version of Vegemite in them.
It'd be Marmite, because Marmite is actually a Kiwi product. It was very scarce to get there for a while because it was produced in Christchurch, and the last earthquake actually levelled the factory. So Kiwi-made Marmite was actually really hard to get.
And you reckon these would be any good?
I don't know, man. I see these in the fridge all the time in New Zealand, and they're pre-cooked snags. They come with the fake grill marks on them. I think you can do better. I reckon if you went to a butcher and said, hey, could you make me a beef, cheese and Marmite sausage? Do that.
Well, Helliers are a massive big meat brand in New Zealand, and you see them in all the supermarkets. And you know what? Full points for having a crack at something different, right? I'm all about new flavours and trying new things, and I'm a big Vegemite fan. I love Vegemite. I know it's polarising for many people, and if you live outside of Australia, it's like almost a disgusting condiment. But for me, I'm all about this.
I've just noticed something too. That sausage is on toasted bread.
That's all right, isn't it?
It's on Marmite toast.
They're doubling up on the Marmite.
Yeah.
They're doubling up. Extra cheese, extra Marmite, toasted bread. It's like a hot dog, but New Zealand style.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up is our featured artist, and our featured artist is Brady Clark. Now, Brady Clark is a graphic designer. Calls himself a husband, a father, and a creative. And this is Brady with Tuffy Stone here. He says he has the first creative studio focused on Texas barbecue and everything around it. So the reason why I bring Brady up is his work is a modern reflection of Texas culture. And he does all the cool kids artwork at the moment. And by cool kids, I kind of mean like Interstellar, Koi Barbecue, Jess Pryles, Tuffy Stone, the Troubadour Festival, all of these cool bits of artwork that you see around the place that have that Texas look to them. Probably Brady has done them, right? And when it comes to graphic designers, there are 2 types. So I'm a graphic designer, so I feel like I know a little bit about this subject, right? Ones that I would call skill-based designers, and that's where things are sometimes hand-drawn. They're totally unique, generally speaking, and it's all custom. But then you've got assemblers. And I'm an assembler. And that's graphic designers that kind of piece together stock images. They muck around with fonts. They use vector icons. We use templates. We rely a lot on existing resources. But Brady is the epitome of what I would call a skills-based designer. It's a real graphic designer. And I just think his work is really cool. It's very unique. These are some of the shirts and hats that he's done. I think this was a hat for Jess Pryles. A couple of T-shirt designs he's done for Interstellar, Koi Barbecue.
It's all very recognisable now that you see it. And to put a face to all these designs is cool.
Yeah. Once you see all this stuff together and then you realise it's all done by one person, it kind of makes a lot of sense, right? Because this is a look that brands like Yeti embody. You know, they want that kind of like really well thought out, custom craft, Texas culture look. And Brady is the one kind of at the forefront, I would say, of this look.
Well, Brady is the brand, and these guys are coming to him to help with their look.
Yeah, essentially, right? He's got a shop. It's called brisketcountry.com. He sells hats, pins, stickers, patches. This is some of his stuff available on the shop. So, yeah, if you get a chance, jump on Brady's website, maybe buy a few things, support him. A lot of the times when you're walking around in a restaurant in Texas and you see something that's really cool, chances are Brady's probably had his hand in it. And a lot of the stuff that we probably just showed then is stuff that is familiar to a lot of people. So shout out to Brady for doing some really cool work. And he's well into barbecue. He's into the scene. He's travelled around. He's friends with a lot of the pitmasters. And Brady and his work, it really embodies that culture of barbecue, low and slow, taking your time, using your hands, custom artworks, custom pits. And he's just managed to create this look behind it all that it really is him at the forefront, I would say.
What I like about it is when you go to a barbecue restaurant, not that I've been to the States, but all my experiences in it is you go for the whole thing. You don't just say, oh, hey, let's go grab a quick bite at barbecue. You usually plan your trip around it. You make time to do it. You allow yourself time because there could be a wait, that sort of thing. And when you get there, if you have a good experience, which you normally do, you want to take a piece of that with you. So that's where the merch kicks in. I mean, I'm a sucker for good merch. I would happily wear every single thing that you've shown here. Yeah, I'm just really glad that now I've been informed that this is all one guy and it's fucking cool.
Yeah, and I've never been to a good barbecue restaurant that I love without walking out with a bloody T-shirt and a hat.
That's it.
Anyway, shout out to Brady. Your work's awesome, bro. We just appreciate the time and effort that goes into this stuff because if you are that type of graphic designer, you often put in way more work than you get paid for.
Every time.
The time that it takes to put in this quality of work is not something that a lot of people appreciate. It's not something that a lot of people value. They just feel like, oh, Brady just picked a font, but he didn't. This is all hand done.
For people like us that are in the game, it translates to us, like we can tell that he's really put in. You almost get to know your clients through doing work for them. Like for me, when I go and design a piece, I go through their Facebook. I get good reference images and stuff like that, and I talk to them on the phone and figure out what they want. And I mean, Brady's probably the same. He builds a relationship with his clients that extends beyond the work he does for them.
Awesome work. Love your work, Brady. Talking points. We've done this a few times on the show where we basically bring up a photo and it creates a bit of a discussion between us, a bit of a talking point. And this was posted by Junior Lee. He says, it's back. I thought this thing was done forever. And what we are looking at here is the infamous McDonald's McRib.
Yes. Every year it comes back, you get excited for it, then you get one, then you realise, fuck, that's right, these things are shit. And you never get another one until it comes back.
I feel like the reason why they leave it for so long is so that people forget how shit it is, right? But I remember as a 15 or 16-year-old, I thought these things were amazing. And then it had a hiatus for like 7 years. And in my adulthood, I tried one again and I was mortified at how bad it was. And it just has way too much sauce. Like it's overwhelming dealing with that much sauce on a bloody burger. They are nostalgic for some people, which is, I think, why they like them. You either love them or you hate them, right? I'm in the hate them category, but some people rave.
Oh, mate, I'm one of the ones that I'm super guilty of getting one every time and being really, really disappointed.
So the reason why they're so far in between coming out as a special apparently relates to the price of pork, apparently. So McDonald's jump on this as a train when the price of pork is really low, and they feel like that they can make maximum amount of money out of them. Otherwise, the price of pork is too high to do something like this, apparently. That's what I've heard. I've heard when the price of pork is low, this is offered on McDonald's' comeback menu.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like McDonald's to tell lies, though, would it?
All right. Again, you either love it or you hate it. I'm hate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to it and say I fucking hate it.
I bet you if I ask you in 5 years' time, you'll probably fucking say,
bro, if you bought me one right now, I'd smash it. That's why I hate it.
Okay, on the menu today, we have some
Speaking
ribs.
of pork.
Speaking of pork, that's right. I have some ribs. And what I've done here is I've bought some good quality ribs. I have put, I think it's one of Tuffy Stone's rubs on there.
Yeah, I'm excited to try this. Tuffy's Sweet Rub.
And then in the Traeger, it's gone. We put it on at 275. We've waited for it to get some nice colour. It's come out. We've wrapped it in a bit of butter. And then we've made a bit of a sauce up, which is a mix of Luton Booty and Kewpie sesame soy sauce. Now, the reason why I've cooked ribs at all is basically because Adam Roberts, he once put pistachios on ribs. And I feel like at the time, it blew everyone's mind because no one had ever done that before. I hadn't seen anyone ever do it before. And we're here to find out today whether it works or it doesn't work. Is it a bloody gimmick or does it actually taste good?
I reckon it could work. I always thought it was just because, the green of the pistachio makes the photos look a lot better because, let's face it, ribs quite often all look the same, that mahogany, pink smoke ring, that sort of thing. It's not the most appealing colour palette, especially if you're doing a book of just ribs. You do need them to sort of look a little bit different. And shout out to Steph the Mouldy for that knife. I was pretty grateful that all my fingers stayed intact after using that bad boy.
Yeah, that's an epic looking knife.
Chopping up the old pistache.
So we're just about to jump over to the Traeger, get the ribs out, sauce them, put the pistachios on top, maybe set the sauce a little bit, and we're going to give them a try. So stay tuned for a second. We're going to grab those ribs and give them a go and let you know whether pistachios belong on ribs or not.
Hate it or rate it.
For the magic of TV, we've got the ribs out of the smoker. This was a cool chopping board given to us by some friends.
Yeah, the Coral Bush Furniture guys. Got the Born Dry and the Underseason logo laser engraved in there. And
thanks, lads.
We're going to put this thing through its paces, I reckon.
It's a cool chopping board, right? It's heavy. I think you need to do this in Adam Roberts form. And the pistachios, I think, go on before you cut them.
Let's do it.
So pistachios on ribs. I really don't know. I don't know if I've ever asked Adam Roberts what the inspiration behind this was, but it does put a pop of colour on top of the ribs. So we don't know if they taste any good yet, but we're at least going to say they look good. They look visually pretty impressive, right? Let's cut them up and have a crack. For someone who hasn't turned these over and looked at the bone, you're doing all right here.
It's all about the device you're using, mate.
You have mushed them up with that knife.
It had nothing to do with who cooked them, but yeah, it's all about the knife.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. All right. Right. I just proved why I wear black T-shirts because I fucking dropped that all over myself.
I did all right. My moustache catches most of mine, though, so...
I kind of like it.
I like the texture. You've got the crunch of the pistachios going on, the sweetness and the tang of the sauce.
I feel like I've got sauce on my hands, I've got sauce on my pants, I've got sauce on my face.
No, your face is good.
What do you rate it? Do you rate it? Do you not rate it? Is it a win? Is it a fail?
It's a win. It's pork ribs, mate. The sauce and the dressing mixed together is awesome.
Yeah, it gives that little bit of an Asian taste to it without being overly like Kansas City style sweet barbecue. Puts a little bit of an Asian twist to it, and I think the pistachios go well with it.
Yeah, I do like that textural change that you're not used to when you're chomping down a rib, but yeah.
It definitely doesn't overpower the ribs.
No, it complements.
Just gives it a bit of texture.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you wearing?
What am I wearing? I'm rocking a hat from our legend brother Ken over in the Bay of Islands, New Zealand, Barbecue Bay of Islands. And my favourite punk band, The Descendants. Everything Sucks. Keeping it fresh.
Cool. Well, I've got an outfit that my brother gave me. He was in Barcelona in Spain recently and he met up with a guy called BBQ Smokers. So apparently this guy builds a couple of barbecues every year and he hooked my brother up and gave me some shirts. So pretty cool designs on the back and I'm going to look forward to rocking these around the traps.
Yeah, that's it. We might even look him up and do a bit of a feature on him because he's been ever so kind to dress you for this episode.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Okay, Encore. It's the final photo of the episode and I've got a random photo that I've found on the internet. I'm going to spring it on you and you're going to come up with what's going on here. Ready?
Go. It looks like a heart transplant.
Looks a little bit kinky to me at first glance.
It does. He's not taking any risks. I mean, they're heavy, but they're not that heavy.
I feel like he's watched this episode before at the beginning, understood what could happen, barbecue-related mishaps, and he's taken no chances.
Taken no chances.
Either that or he's got no friends or relatives, because this is like a 2-person, 3-person job, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's obviously going to hoist that up off the trailer, move the trailer, put the stand with the wheels on it underneath. Yeah, he doesn't want to risk dropping his brand new ceramic grill.
Anyone who's ever bought one of these ceramic smokers, you get a few mates, you all try and lift it, and you lift it into the cage, the stand, and literally you are risking your fingers every time you do it. So this guy's probably pretty bloody smart.
If it works, it ain't stupid.
All right, that wraps up the episode. We're going to finish off the rest of these pork ribs that you've hacked up here, but I feel like they were cooked really well, but you've hacked them, mate.
Yeah, mate. Well, you know what they say, a bad tradesman always blames his tools. But anyway, we'll see you guys next week. And Yeah, I'm glad episode 13's in the bin because superstition's been catching up with us lately.
Well, this episode might be the one episode that we do that we don't have to re-record because someone stuffed something up. All right, till next episode.
See you
in
later.
14.
You.